What's the deal, y'all? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another video with your boy Abe Shaw. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I was lacking last week. I don't think I actually uploaded at all for the whole week. So with that being said, I got a lot to update y'all on. Where do I begin? Let's see. For starters, right? Just dropped a new signals chat exclusively just for currency. So as you guys know, I focus heavily on indices. That's my main pairs I trade: indices, SPS 500, Germany 30, US 30. All the indices are basically like the pairs I look at the most. I trade those the most. But this strategy, I don't know if you guys see me post about it on Instagram, but this strategy that I found, basically the strategy I kind of use, a specific strategy that I use in the indices. I realized, okay, this is a strategy that I could use specifically for the currencies, and I saw a lot of success last week in the market, even though it was volatile, right? And it's crazy. This strategy in particular is like, it's a strategy I never really realized, like 2 or 3 years ago, like when I first started trading, probably like I'll say about 1 or 2 years ago. This strategy was already brought to my attention, but I never really paid attention to it until like recently. I'm like, bro, this is literally the same strategy that I use now for myself. Like unknowingly, not even like me just doing my back testing, me studying on my own. I created my own strategy along with what I got from my previous mentors in the past to make my own version of the strategy, right? I'm like, bro, let me try this strategy and duplicate it for the currencies. And once I really like check the chart, I'm like, bro, like, is the currencies is really hitting like this if I follow these specific guidelines? And it literally was. And I told my one of my other mentees the strategy. He's like, bro, he was getting excited on the phone. Like, he's like, actually I'm gonna talk to him after this video, but he was just getting super excited. He's like, bro, like, I'm just constantly marking up the chart and I'm seeing everything that your strategy said, how it lines up. Had I would have entered at that price, I would have caught over 200 pips, 100 pips, 200 pips, depending on the higher time frame, right? I think he was looking at the 1 hour or the 4 hour. So with that being said, I was like, you know what? Let's reboot the currency chat, because I already started with currencies. I was always known for like my GBP pairs, specifically GBP USD. That was my baby back in the day. So I'm starting to bring that back for the currencies channel specifically. For only GBP pairs in general. So GU, GA, GJ. Those are the main 3 pairs that you're going to see me call trades for in the currency chat. And it doesn't even cost a lot, right? For currencies, to go join the signals chat for the currency chat is only $20. I repeat, it is only $20. That's probably somebody full ticket up. Can't even say that somebody full tank of gas anymore because prices are going up, unfortunately. But that's like maybe a meal or something, like, or that's a Netflix bill. Whatever you spend like on streaming devices, you can literally take that $20, pay me $20 a month just to get signals for my currencies for the GBP pound, until you could eventually one day get your account big enough to where you can actually trade with the big boys and trade with the indices. But understand, with the indices, there is a monthly fee of $150. Right? Unless you become an Academy member, which if you become an Academy member, you will actually get everything, all of that included for free. So I tell people all the time, just pay for the Academy membership, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get the most out of it and don't have to worry about like constantly getting like a recurring bill every single month. With that being said, too, another announcement. I know it's like 10:30, but I think I have the discount promo code going until probably 12:50 in the morning. On the 14th, March 14th. So you got to 12:50, I believe. But in honor of 313 Day in Detroit, right? It's our day. Shout out to everybody that's from the city. If you enter code promo 313, you will get access to the Academy for only $313 instead of paying the $400, right? So it's only for a day. Obviously, I should have dang near been got this video out to y'all, but it's actually your fault, because if you don't follow me on Instagram, if you're watching this right now and you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram right now so you could get the quickest updates before I even upload a video, so that way you know what's going on. So if you don't follow me already, I honestly don't even feel bad for not uploading this in a timely manner, because at the same time, if you was already following me, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You would have already knew once I uploaded to my story, oh snap, let me hop on that promo, let me hop in right now. So I know it's like 2 hours left. It's currently 10:33. Right, it's 2 hours left before the promo ends. But I pray, I hope if this is someone that, if you're watching this video and you actually need to catch your sale, so that way you don't gotta pay $400 for my course, but instead you're just paying the 313 and out of Detroit. Let's get it. I hope you can catch it, right? So besides that, is there anything else? I talked about the stimulus check. I talked about the academy. Oh, y'all. So I know y'all saw this. I posted this on my story too. I talked about it on my academy members, but I'm also gonna talk about it on here because I'm actually about to get ready to start the challenge. Just because, right? So Kot4x, it's a broker I use to trade. So if you're planning on getting my stimulus check, make sure you get that broker, right? Kot4x is now offering a funded trading account. So it's kind of similar to FTMO. For those that don't know what FTMO is, it's basically when a brokerage or a company says, hey, we'll give you account size, we'll give you a 50K account. I'm gonna use that for example. I'll give you a $50,000 account to trade for me, and you get 80% of all profits that you make for the month, right? So that's basically what Kot4x is currently doing now. They're starting to create their own trading plans, not trading plans. They're creating their own accounts that they're wanting to give people, right? But how it works is you have 2 challenges that you have to pass. So the first challenge, okay, you got to make 10% of the account. So let's say I do the 100K account, right? I have to make at least $10,000. That's the goal. The first challenge, I have to make $10,000. I don't know why I'm putting $10 up. Like, y'all get what I'm saying. So the first goal is you got to make 10% of the account, which is $10,000. I can't lose no more than $5,000 a day, and I can't lose no more than $10,000 in total, right? That's the only guidelines. Once you pass and actually hit the goal of hitting 10K, once you pass that first challenge, then they got to make sure that you actually legit. They got to make sure it wasn't luck. They got to make sure that you're actually doing what you got to do in the market, and that your strategy actually works. That your strategy actually works, and you're not just basically gambling with the markets, right? So after you pass the first one, phase 2 is going to be, okay, he passed the first one. Let me see. Instead of making 10% now, all he has to do is make 5%. So it should be easier. So instead of making $10,000 now, I will only have to make $5,000 on the account. And once again, I don't have to worry about losing no more than $5,000 in a day. If you lose more than $5,000 in a day, that lets me know that you was over leveraging. That goes for me too. That lets me know that I was over leveraging. There's no reason why I should be losing $5,000 in a day. And as you guys know, the success records I've been having lately with the indices and the currencies alone, and with my specific broker Kot4x, now that I'm actually focusing with them, right? It's about to be up. It's about to be up. That's more money I gotta trade with. There's more risk, less risk on me to trade my life with my own personal account. It's more so like, okay, bet I can use your money to make me more money, and then from that money I can move that money to my other trading account, and I could just risk less but still make money residually every single week as I'm placing the same trades between both accounts. And if that was confusing, rewind that back, slow it down, or kind of like basically understand what I just said. You're going to use the money that the broker gives you, right? Once you get that funded account through them, right? Let's say I make $10,000 for example. I'm going to actually give you a real life example. If I make $10,000 after I got verified and everything and that nature, I'm certified. They're like, hey, we want you to work for us, right? Or not work for us, work with us. I'm like, it'll be a contract, right? Let's say I make only $10,000 my first month, right? 80-20 split is basically out of that $10,000, I get 80% of that. So I'll be making $8,000, right? You take that $8,000 that they give you, right? And for those that are like, oh, how do you actually get the money? How do you know it's real? First of all, y'all can use me because I'm actually do the challenge. And once I pass it, then I'll give y'all all the questions y'all got asking. Come ask me the questions and I got you. But how it's gonna work is you're gonna either do a wire transfer or you're gonna do I believe it said Bitcoin. They're gonna use Bitcoin. So for those that have a Bitcoin account, if you don't have a Bitcoin account, that's cool. You're just gonna want to create one. Most people should have one through their Cash App. If you don't have Cash App for some reason, I know there's people out there that don't have access to their Cash App no more. Create you a Coinbase account or some type of account that allows you to have a Bitcoin address, and from there you're gonna send that Bitcoin address to Kot4x, and they're gonna withdraw your $8,000 that you made for that month, and they're gonna send it to your Bitcoin address. Once you get that Bitcoin address, once that money deposited in your Bitcoin, then you just withdraw your Bitcoin, and then the profit is all yours, right? So that's basically, once I get that $8,000, right, you could then take that same $8,000 or maybe you want to treat yourself. Take only $2,000 of that $8,000, right? I'm taking $2,000 and I'm gonna put it into another brokerage account, another trading account, and you can dedicate that trading account to whatever you want. It could be a trip, it could be that new car you want, new shoes, clothes, whatever you want to dedicate that $2,000 account. You're like, hey, when I get this account is gonna fund something random. $2,000. That's somebody rent. I'm trying to think. Rent mortgage. I don't want to use rent or mortgage as an example. I want to just do something like just BS or something. Okay, let's just say this is like this $2,000 account is gonna be your trip to like out of the country somewhere, that wherever you want to go, right? So with that $2,000 account, you're like, okay, bet whatever money I'm making this $2,000 account, that's gonna go to my trip. That's my trip money in that account, right? And you're not really worrying about risking or losing too much because you already understand the risk to reward ratio. Because obviously, if you didn't, you wouldn't have passed the Kot4x. I mean, not K. Yeah, the Kot4x challenge, right? So that's the updates I got. That's what's going on in my life right now, right? This past weekend, shout out to my granny. Her birthday was actually earlier this month, but we actually had the family went out for bowling. I'm gonna start documenting. I'm gonna start getting more footage for y'all, and so y'all can actually see like more in the life stuff. I want to be more like day in the life of a trader, entrepreneur stuff, or just seeing the stuff that I do on a regular, besides me just constantly posting, oh, this is how much I made this week. Oh, like, oh, this is how much I made this week. This is how much. This is how you can do it. I'm gonna give y'all all this stuff. I'm gonna still give y'all all the value. I want to make sure that I'm making my page a little bit different and more like, so you guys get to know me as well, so that it's just not becoming boring with the same typical videos, right? But since this is a late upload, I am gonna look out for y'all. I'm about to give y'all. I'm gonna give y'all 2 currency setups. I can give you the indices. You gotta pay for that. I'm gonna give y'all 2 different currency setups that I'm looking for. So catch me over in the Zoom, so y'all can get these 2 free ideas. But once again, dang, it felt good just rambling to y'all. Like, I feel like we tied in. We like this. We all family. Let's get it. But tune in. If you want the free ideas, cool. If you don't, that's on you, right? But if you can't trade right now, just get the value. Just see like, okay, what is he looking at in the markets, or like what's exactly how, like, basically let your mind wander of, if you were ready to trade today, how could this have benefited me by him telling me what trader he's looking at and how the markets go. Because all you're going to do is, once you join my academy, if you're planning on joining my academy, once you join the academy, you watch all the videos, you're going to be like, bro, I understand now when he was saying like, all we're doing is waiting for this price or waiting for this to buy, or we were waiting for that price to go for that sell. And it's literally going to click. It's going to be something in your mind that's going to click one day. You're like, dawg, all this makes so much sense. But let me start rambling. Let me get into the video so I can hurry up and upload this for y'all, so that way y'all can actually catch the trades by London session. Catch y'all there. Alright, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. So, first pair we're going to look at is the GBP JPY, aka the Great British Pound versus the Japanese Yen. So actually, honestly, y'all just got, so look, so this is what I was looking at earlier, this previous weeks before. This is another setup you can take up here, but for now, this is what I want y'all to look at. What I'm looking for GBP JPY. So last week I was looking for that uptrend, right? Why? Because it was already going downtrend, and then it was retesting here. Once it came back to retest its price, I was like, all right, bet. And then it broke below. I'm like, all right, cool. It was rejecting. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not ready for the downtrend yet, right? But once it retests back to the previous zone that it was consolidating in for a couple of days, if you know, you know. This is actually on a 4-hour time frame. I'm gonna go down to the 1 hour just to show y'all for real. But yeah, so it was a lot of wick. It was a lot of consolidation going on between here and here, right? So once it honestly came back, retested, and started closing above, I believe I caught a buyout on the chat like Thursday or Friday was when I was looking at it, right? But if you didn't catch it, that's okay, because we're about to catch it for y'all for right now. So before you actually enter this, what I want y'all to do, I got 2 different entries you could take, right? So I believe off of this, GJ is gonna either this is the ideal sell entry that I want, all the way at the top. So what does that mean, Abe? That means I'm expecting GJ to come all the way up here, right? But before it actually comes all the way up there, it has to smash all through these TPs first. And I'm gonna actually change the color on them. Peep the lines of where I'm putting that. So each one of these lines are levels that GJ can actually hit and then pull back, right? So you want to be careful with holding or swinging. So this is my ideal, where if I wouldn't look for a sell again until it comes all the way up here, or unless it comes all the way back down here, right? But I'm about to actually give you out an entry too. So, but once it takes off, each one of these are areas. When you look to the left of the chart, all right, this was used to be support, but we found out support can always transfer over to become resistance. As you can see, it came back here, retested, and off of this wick, and then it dropped. So this is going to be the ideal first area that we're looking for TP1. And I know you're probably like, bro, so that's TP1. Where are we entering at? I'm about to make sure y'all boys and girls get the sniper entry, the snipiest entry of entries that you could potentially get, right? So this will honestly, I would love to enter right here, because I'm looking, okay, this is like the last real resistance area that I know that the market can pull back and retest to before it continues to go up in the uptrend, right? But since it's only Sunday and I don't go crazy, I don't risk a lot on Sunday for real, because the market is still setting up and doing what it's due, I'm going to make sure we're being safe and being cautious on the first trade that we're going to look at. So I'm going to make sure we're pulling this trade back to about 152.835, because as you can see, it was a lot of consolidation right here, a lot of support level, bouncing off, retesting, and I honestly could see the market being toxic and flying past 152.950, because it knows a lot of people are going to have buy orders right there, and it's going to push down to where people's stop losses are first before it continues in the uptrend. That's kind of like how I look at the markets. Not on some like, oh, this is what the bank's doing, but more so just me being like, all right, where's the net support that it could potentially come to instead of coming here? If we miss the entry, okay, whatever, we'll take that L, but I'd rather us be safe and cautious every time on every trade that we take, to guarantee that we're making more than we are risking, no matter what in the market. So with that being said, this is going to be our entry. This is going to be what I would like to call a buy limit. For those that don't know what a buy limit is, this is basically a pending order that you can set in the market, right? And it's going to allow you to place this on your chart, place this on your MetaTrader 4 app, and it's going to allow you to set an alert. So your alert is going to be at 152.835, and all you're letting the alert know is, hey, once the market comes back down to this price, I want you to activate me into this trade, right? So once these candlesticks come all the way back down here, I want you to actually activate me into the trade at the price of 152.835. And all that's doing is you're letting the market know that you believe that the market is getting ready to pull back. So, and all you want to do is you want to make sure that you're catching, like, I ain't gonna say you would never know which trade is the best entry, right? I know I said that earlier, but I would like basically believe that this is the more like 80% accuracy type, 75 to 80% accurately entering on the trade right here, versus if you enter like 10-20 pips earlier, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna give you a stop loss, which will always be 30 pips back. All right, no more than 30 pips, because honestly, if it's reaching the 30 pips, that means the trade basically was, you caught the trade too early, or the trade was wrong. Especially when it comes to like currencies, certain currencies could be pushed back to like 50 pips. Specifically, I would say like GA, because honestly, GJ could too, because both of those pairs are pairs that like to like pull back, retest, just to make sure that it's actually taking off in the market. So to prevent you from getting wicked out before it continues to go to the direction that you want, you always want to make sure you get yourself like a little cushion in the market. But for this sake, if GJ actually pulls, like once it actually activates and it actually pulls all the way back to there's no reason why it should come all the way back here, and that's the indication like, all right, bet if it's coming all the way back here, we should be looking for the sell, right? And then we will honestly probably sell back to the orange line. But for the sake of this video, like I said, what I'm looking for this week in the market is for the pullback, retest entry to 152.835, and then we're going to take it back to that resistance level, aka TP1, and that's probably honestly 50 pips. Let me see. Yeah, it's more than 50 pips, right? So I usually set my TPs at 30, and I'm actually going to do that just to make sure that you're guaranteed, like you're gonna see some profit, right? So 30 pips, 50 pips, as you can see, is right below that resistance, which is perfect, right? Because you don't want to hold on to a trade and then it doesn't hit the TP because you had like 10 pips higher, right? So TP1, TP2, and then we're gonna do like 80 pips, and then I'm gonna make the last one like 100. And then the last one is gonna be a honey bun. Alright, bet. So buy limit, you're basically saying the market is gonna pull back before you enter. The red line is our stop loss, which is basically letting the market know, like, okay, bet, once it comes to this price, I decided I don't want to lose no more than $30, $20, $100, whatever you decide your risk to be. It's gonna take you out at that point, so that way you don't have to worry about none of that, right? And then these are your 4 different TP options. So TP1, TP2, TP3, and TP4. Alright, so that's the first trade idea. I'm gonna go ahead and save that because I will be dropping that in my chat later. Alright, so that's the first one, right? Screenshot, place it in right now as I'm talking you through it, however you decide to do it, but here we go. So let's go ahead and move on to GA. Alright, so GA Daner, similar setup, but for this, I ain't gonna lie, since it's so volatile and there's so many areas that the market can like retest to before it go for the sales, we're gonna be looking for a sell on GA. And I know maybe some people are like, hey, why aren't they all moving the same? Because some currency pairs move different than others. Most of the times, the majority of the GBPs usually move the same, but there are GA specifically. GJ and GU similarly, mostly move similar to each other. GA is the one that's kind of like, it's gonna do what it want to do. It's its own boss type junk. They do what they want. They do the opposite of what the market is doing. So what I'm looking for on GA, this box doesn't matter right now. This is the major support. The reason I got this orange line right here, this is a retest line, because as you can see, once the market pulled back here at 1.79660, that thing literally tanked and took off. So this will be a potential area that I'll be looking for a sell. Or I know this is going to be an area that's going to be causing like a lot of conflict, right? But once again, that true sell that I'll be looking for is right here at the top of the resistance, right at this price. And since today is Sunday again, like I said, even though if it was like later on in the week, I'll probably take a sell right here and move my stop loss like right above this level. But since it's only Sunday, the market's still pushing up and setting its standards for the week, aka where is its lowest points and highest points for the week. I'm just gonna say let's set a sell limit at 1.805. I don't like weird numbers like that. We're gonna say 1.80. I probably did on the other one, didn't I? My fault, y'all. 1.80600, right? And this is gonna be a sell limit. And a sell limit is the opposite of a buy limit. We're basically saying we expect the market to continue to go for the buy. We expect the market to continue to push up before it starts going down for the downtrend, right? So once the market pushes back up to 1.80600, right? Stop loss is gonna be we're gonna do 35 pips. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Bet it up. Alright, so once it pushes up, right, GA is the one I actually do set 50 pip TPs for TP1. So 50 pips will be TP1. Why? If you're asking me why, that's because GA is more volatile. 80 pips again for TP2. So remember what I said, I'm not agree to move the arrow, but remember what I just said about it. Move the arrow, and then I'm gonna move the orange line. But that is gonna be a key level for sure this price is going to play a major level. Definitely during on this session. TP3 is 100 pips. And then honestly, if you actually start seeing, like if you're paying attention yourself, and you're seeing, we're going to do one big one at 150. If you're seeing that the market is actually taking off for real, go ahead and like if it pushes past the price of 150, then that trade is going to come all the way back down here. And this is going to be a 300 pip move that you can capitalize off of, right? But that's if you want to swing trade. You don't have to, but that's just an option for you. If not, go ahead and take that 150 pips and be done for the day, right? So sell limit, this is your entry, 1.80600. Stop loss, 1.80945. Yeah, 945. Even though it says 944, just put 945. TP1, boom. TP2, boom. TP3, boom. And then TP4. Bet. Alright. So that's your 2 free trade ideas for the week. Right? Good luck. I hope you have a good trading week. Once again, you got till 12:50 for those that want to actually cop the academy. If not, continue to watch out for the YouTube videos. Continue to just basically be a student to my YouTube channel, because I am going to continue to drop gems, but at the same time, if you want the real gems and me going into details, I would highly suggest you cop the academy. Right? Don't even cop the ceiling chat, but really actually invest in your own skill, invest in your own knowledge, invest in your own course. Right? Make sure you actually understand like what you're doing and actually how you can actually make a career out of this. I'm making a career out of it. This is like, for those that's asking, this is the only thing I do right now. Right? I don't trade full time. That's the only thing I do. I do photography here and there. But basically, like, for my sake, I'm not really charging. I don't charge like that for real. Right? So I'm gonna end the video on that. You do what you want with it. And good luck. Let's get ready for this week. Let's get another profitable week in the market. And I'm going to holler at y'all later on this week, because I'm about to be dropping more videos, more content, more success. And actually, I'm going to keep y'all updated with the Kot4x as well. So, catch y'all in this video. Peace out.